Hey guys, it's Tom from Tentworld. Today, next to me, we have the Coleman Northstar 8-person Instant Up Lighted DarkRoom Tent. Let's take a look at it. So having a look at the name first, the Coleman Northstar Instant Up 8-person Lighted DarkRoom Tent. It's quite a mouthful, but we're going to break it down because in the name, it really specifies the main features of this tent. So Coleman Northstar 8P, obviously that means it's 8 persons. It's designed to sleep 8 people inside. We'll take a look in the interior a bit later on. The Instant Up, that refers to the way we set it up, the Instant Up frame, which also we'll touch a little bit more when I show you how to set it up a little bit later on in the video. Then the end of the name, the Lighted DarkRoom Tent. So the lighted bit refers to its integrated LED lightings on the inside, which is all powered by a battery pack, and then you have full control of the lights inside the tent. And then the darkroom refers to the darkroom technology that this Coleman tent offers. So the darkroom technology is on the fly, and basically what it does, it blocks out about 95% of the sun rays, keeping inside the tent really quite dark, hence the name darkroom. And along with that also, it's going to then reduce the temperature by about 5 degrees inside, which is really good for those hot Aussie summer nights. So before we step inside, we'll have a look at some of the features on the outside of the tent. First thing you notice is we have our front awning set up here. Obviously, if it's a windy day or the weather's a little bit bad, it's probably best not to set up the awning and you can just peg it down like normal. But we've got it open up here and it covers the whole way, so it adds that bit of extra space and it's quite nice. You can also choose to do that. There's extra poles, which you can set up the awnings on the sides as well. As you can see behind me, we've got our 2 front entryways here, 1 and 2 right there. Those big doors open all the way up. They also, when you're inside, you can obviously have them closed and half opened as a window. On the side, we've got our fly covering it at the moment, but there's another full-size entry on that side and that side as well. And then at the back, there's 2 windows there, so that's really going to help with the ventilation, as you'll see when we get inside the tent. One more thing with the awnings, as I mentioned, all the poles are included. You get 7 for 3 across the front and 2 either side. A good thing to do is what we've done in the middle here is make the middle pole that little bit higher, and that's going to help with drainage. If it does start to rain when you're outside, the water won't group up on here, it'll run off quite nicely. So that covers basically all the features on the outside. We're going to step inside and see what else it has to offer. As you go to step inside, you'll actually notice you've got 2 light switches here either side. That's really handy. It means you can turn on the lights, so when you walk in, you're walking into a lit room rather than a pitch black room. So here we are inside the Coleman 8-person tent. The first thing we'll touch on are the lights, like I said, so you can turn them on from outside, or if you choose to, once you're inside, you've got 2 switches here on this wall. I'll turn them on now, and this switch controls this room, and then you've got a switch which controls this room as well. All the lights have 3 different settings, low, medium, and high, and like I mentioned, you can control them separately for each room. Another thing you might notice straight away is this little wall divider here. This is optional. You can have it open as one big space, or this just hooks in to the roof and to the sides as well. We've got it tied back at the moment. You can undo it and zip it down in the middle there, so you have, it's more of a privacy screen, so you have 2 separate rooms. So as mentioned before, this Coleman tent utilizes its darkroom technology, so it already keeps it about 5 degrees cooler in here. But you'll notice we have heaps of ventilations with these back windows on either wall, the side doors, and the front doors too. If you open that all up, they're all at different heights, so it provides lots of airflow throughout the tent. There's also great storage options as well. Throughout the whole tent, there's these little pouches here where you can store your phone, your keys, your wallets, any valuables, so you don't lose them at night or so you're not rolling over them on the floor. And you've also got some great little hooks up the top here, which could be utilized for hanging stuff like lanterns or clothes or whatever you may want to hang. Another awesome thing with this tent is all the windows and all the doors that have the mesh. That's actually ultra-fine mesh on there, so it's going to keep out all the bugs and all the insects at night, so you're not going to get bitten or disrupted when you're sleeping. This tent's made out of durable materials, so the fly on the outside is a ripstop fly material, which means that if it does puncture, it's not going to tear the whole fly. And the flooring, what I'm standing on, is a heavy-duty PE bucket flooring, which really protects you from punctures and also from rain. As mentioned, this can sleep up to 8 adults, and it's also got a tent height of 200 centimeters and a 3000 ml waterproof rating. You'll notice here in this corner and also the other corner, we've got our little power access point. So you can run a cable through here, it goes to the inside, then you can zip it up nice and tight against that cable, so no creatures and bugs are gonna crawl through. So this is the tent all packed away. We're gonna take it out and I'm gonna show you how to set it up. So this is it out of the bag now. In front of us, we've just got the main tent itself. Off to the side, I've got the fly, the pegs, the poles, all the extra stuff here. Like I said at the start of this video, this has the Instant Up setup. So basically what that means is it all clicks into place. So it's all folded in. So we'll grab all the corners and we're gonna just take all these legs out, start to fold it out. First thing you wanna do before you start to pop it all up is some of these legs across the top here, they extend out first. It's best to do those first before you extend the height ones, otherwise it's too hard to reach these top ones. So we'll just go here, just click them into place. It's always helpful to employ the help of a friend. I've got Nick here with me today. So we're just gonna now extend out the rest of the legs. It's good to have two people so you can work opposite sides, so you're not flailing about too much with the tent. So we'll start on our corners. These elbow sections here, they just click into place, and then these bottom legs are gonna extend until they click in. You'll hear them click like that, and we'll keep doing it around on the other corners as well. So now it's set up, I can explain it a little bit easier because it's a bit easier to see. At the start there, the first things that we extended were these top ones, and then once we did all those, we went ahead and did these side ones here, because if you do these first, people like me that are short, it's hard to do these ones here. So make sure you do those top ones first, and then you can go ahead and do all these extra side legs. But now we've got it like this. It's basically in shape now. All that's left to do is start to peg it out. So find your spot and peg it all out. And that's the setup of the main tent before we put the fly on. So that actually is pretty easy. That Instant Up frame really works quite nicely with everything just popping into place. Now we've got it all pegged out, nice and tight. We're gonna go ahead and put the fly on it. So I'll go grab the fly, and again, I'll get the help of Nick and we'll slide it all over together. So we just wanna make sure we line up the fly correctly with the tent. The front is actual full-length doors, the back is only windows, so you can see that on the fly. The front end, we've got our fully opening doors, and the back is just the windows. So once you got that, we'll grab a corner and we'll slide it all over. The fly's sitting on, so all that's left to do now is peg out the fly and do the guy ropes as well. For the sake of the video, it's not a very windy day today, so we're not gonna do the guy ropes, we're just gonna peg it out, but definitely do these in most circumstances. We're just gonna leave it for today. You'll notice that when you're going to peg out the fly, in each of the corners here, and the two back ones as well, these ones actually clip in down here rather than peg. So make sure you clip those ones in, and then everywhere else will peg out. So we're not gonna peg out both of this because we're gonna set this up as an awning. So I'll just unzip this a little bit, and we're just gonna peg out this side here. We'll leave this one open so we can set it up as an awning later. Now, if you don't wanna have any awnings out, that could be you all done. You peg out the fly and the tent is ready to go. But I am gonna show you just how to set up this front one as an awning here. So we haven't pegged it down. We'll unzip both sides. So for this, we'll need to go to our peg bag, which has some extra guy ropes, and then also our pole bag, which has the poles for the awnings. So I've grabbed out 3 poles from the pole bag. These just clip into place like this. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, it's handy to use, this is the longer one, there is one longer one. We use this one in the middle of the awning, so if it does drizzle or rain, the water's gonna slide off the side of the awning. Again, if you can, employ the help of a friend, so you can do both corners. It just makes it a little bit easier when you're setting up the poles for the awning. So we're first gonna start by attaching our guy ropes to the awning itself. So we'll tie them off in the corners. Also got to do the middle one as well, but easier to start with the 2 corner ones. We're just going to roughly set out our guy ropes a little bit. So we'll grab a peg and we'll set them out roughly, still so we have a bit of room to put the poles in. So we've pegged out these 2 corner guy ropes here, tighten them up a little bit, but we're going to grab our poles now, pop them in. So grab your 2 shorter ones, cool. And then from there, we'll just tighten up our guy ropes as needed. You want to make sure they're really quite tight. We'll do the middle one now, the exact same thing. Put the guy rope on first, tighten it up if needed. So you've got all 3 in now. Like I said, the tighter they are, the better. So if you need to adjust any of the corner ones, go ahead and do that. Once this is done, your tent setup is complete. Unless you choose to do the side awnings, you would just repeat the exact same process. Put on the guy ropes and use the extra poles. Otherwise, there is the tent ready to go. I'm gonna step you through now how to pack it down. The first thing you wanna do is take down any of the awnings that you have set up, whether it's the side ones or the front ones. We've just got the front one up. So we're gonna take the poles out, take off our guy ropes, and make sure you have your pole bag and your peg bag close by so you can put it all straight in there and don't lose anything. So we'll take out the poles first. Now we're just gonna undo all of our guy ropes here. These are ones that we put on ourselves for the awning. So we undo them, roll them up and pop them straight back in with the pegs. So once you've got all your awnings down, just make sure you zip everything back up on the fly. Then we're gonna go ahead and unpeg the fly because then we'll take that off next. So we'll start here, just all the pegs you've got around, unpeg them and pop these pegs back in your bag. And don't forget, on these corners here, the fly isn't pegged down, it's actually hooked in, so make sure you unhook those. Now the fly is unpegged and unhooked everywhere. We're just gonna slide it off, fold it away and put it back in the bag. This is always easier to do with 2 people. So we're going to grab a corner, we're going to take it off now. And just before we get to unpegging the tent, just want to make sure everything's out of the inside. So we've still got our wall divider up inside. So I'm going to go in, take that out now, and I'll also take out the battery pack for the integrated lights. So we've got the wall, we've got our battery pack for the lights, and then also make sure you just do up all your interior windows. Now you've cleared the inside of the tent, we're going to unpeg the tent and then just pop it down. So we'll start by taking out all the pegs that we've got around, and always make sure you pop them straight back in the bag because these are very easy to lose. So this next part can be done with one person, but again, it is easier to do with two people. So you have yourself working opposite sides of each other. We're going to start by collapsing all of the legs on the instant frame. Once they're down, it'll just fall into place. So we'll start here and we'll collapse all of our legs. So we've collapsed all the outside legs here. We're just going to go ahead now and do the same thing on the top legs across the top. You'll notice that there is still a fair bit of air in there, so it's not a bad idea to just crack a little bit of the doors open a bit so that air comes out. But once you've got all those down, we're just going to kick in the corners and it'll start to collapse in on itself. All the corners are now kicked in. We're just going to push the top back and we'll start to bring in all of our legs. We'll fold them into the middle to meet the top up there. As you can see, it's all collapsed in now. We're just going to continue to fold it up and pop it away back in the bag. So now the final steps, we've got our tent, we've brought over the fly, we've got the bags, and we've also got the straps as well. So we're actually going to put the fly in the tent and we'll fold that all up together. So we've got our straps on the fly and the tent. We're going to slide it into our canvas carry bag here. There it is, all packed away. In the carry bag, you've got the tent, the fly, the pegs, the poles, everything that you need in here. Comes in at a weight of about 29 kilos, and you're all set, ready for your next camping adventure. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you have any questions, please visit one of our 15 store locations across Australia or chat to our online team. Happy camping.